She complained to Shane about her lack of time for all this sprained ankle business on the drive back from the hospital. "The doctor said 6 weeks and you'll be good as new," Shane said. "In the meantime, my business will go bankrupt and the street fair will never get off the ground." He glanced over. "I'll help you with work. And Barry's running the street fair this year. Don't worry." Shane was so sweet. Rachel was not. "Barry's only been in the Chamber of Commerce for a few months," she said. "He's going to need help, and you have your own business to run." She stared out the window at the passing scenery. "I'll figure something out." Shane ran Shane Scoops, an ice cream/coffee/candy shop across the street from hers. It was one of the things they had in common, both owning their own shop in town. The other thing they had in common, what had moved them from passing acquaintances to friends, was the Liz Ryan connection. Rachel and Shane were thrown together often because of them. Parties, family barbecues, town celebrations. Liz included Rachel in her new social life revolving around the OHares, and Ryan, her husband, always included his brothers, Trav and Shane. She knew Shane from as far back as middle school, but had paid him little attention then. He'd been a tall, quiet boy and not nearly as interesting as the books she loved to lose herself in. "You don't have to figure anything out because I'm helping you," Shane said. "That's just how it's going to be." She scowled, not liking this new bossy side of Shane. Still, she did need help, and no one would understand better how to make both the businesses run smoothly and get the street fair going than him. "I'll pay you," she said. He snorted. "You don't have to pay me. I'm helping out a friend." She didn't know why she said that. Pride, maybe. She barely had enough money to pay the part-time cashier she had. That was why her plan to add a café in the space next door just had to work. She needed to make Book It more of a destination to draw people not just from Clover Park, but all the neighboring towns. When she'd brought up the idea of a café to Shane, he'd agreed to be her food and drink supplier. He'd wanted to expand his offerings, but didn't have the room in his ice cream shop, so the café was a good idea for both of them. "Okay," she finally said. "Thank you." Shane stopped at a light and gave her a smile. 2 adorable dimples appeared. "You're welcome." Rachel faced front. Why was she noticing his dimples all of a sudden? He always had a dimpled smile. She was getting punchy. It was late, and she was exhausted from a long and painful day. A short while later, they pulled into the small parking lot behind her store. Her apartment was on the 2nd floor. Shane fetched her crutches from the back seat and walked around to open her car door. She tucked the crutches under her arms and made her way awkwardly to the rear entrance. "Thanks again," she told him. "I got it from here." He exhaled sharply. "Give me the keys. I'm not leaving you." She pulled her keys from her purse. "I'm fine. You've done your part. Thank you. Good night." He snatched the keys from her, unlocked the door, and slipped a crutch out from under her arm, replacing it with his body. His voice rumbled low in her ear. "Relax." She suppressed a shiver. That would have happened with anyone speaking so close to her. Sound waves and physics and neurological stuff. She glanced at him. So close. His eyes were blue with flecks of gold. She'd never noticed the gold flecks before. Her eyes widened as he leaned the other crutch against the building and scooped her up in his arms. "Careful of my ankle," she screeched. He grunted, pushed open the door, and carried her upstairs to her apartment. If her pulse was racing, it was only because of the risk of falling down an entire flight of stairs. He carried her in and set her down gently on the bed. "Really, Shane, there are easier ways to get me into bed." His voice went low and husky. "When I want to get you into bed, you'll know it." Her face flushed. She opened her mouth for a snappy retort, but nothing came out. Was he coming on to her or insulting her? He chuckled. "I'll bring your crutches." He left, and she propped up the pillows behind her so she could sit up in bed. He returned and placed the crutches next to her bed. "I'll take the sofa," Shane said, "so I can carry you downstairs again in the morning." "That's ridiculous. I've got crutches. I can do it."